Hello, everyone, and welcome to round four, right?
Four?
Four.
It's four.
We're in the
Gotta be round
semifinals.
four.
That's the important part. So we've got the semifinals going on, and we've got Bubba Dalton versus Brandon Andrews after one heck of a match.
Yes.
Between
That one was a slobber knocker.
That was a slobber knocker
That one.
extraordinaire, no question about it. Between Jake Van Meter and Jeremy Lee.
Yes.
So now we're bringing you a little more Crix and a lot more Kador.
One more tricks. We got Scar 1 playing in Dark Host here, being played by Brandon Andrews, and Bubba Dalton is piloting Old Witch 2 here. Our scenario is not the Pit 2, which is what we have in front of us at the moment, so we will figure that out in a moment. But
everything's run so smooth. It's
beautiful.
Sunday at Warmachine weekend.
It's flawless.
Everything
flawless.
is it's so smooth, so perfect. There we go.
Here
It's
we got
Outlast.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Fantastic. We've got the two circle zones, one on either side. A lot of flanking infantry here. We've got the Old Witch list here. Let's go over the list before we talk too much about the scenario here. We've got Old Witch with a Victor, which is pretty sweet. We've got a Gobber Tinker in that list as well. We've got Kovnik Joe, Widowmaker Marksman, Winter Guard Artillery Captain, Lady Anna Holt and Valachev, a Mortar Crew, and then 3 units of Winter Guard Rifle Corps with rockets.
We're kind of continuing the trend this round as well of using lists that kind of coming out of nowhere. A little dark horse list, yeah.
Yeah, which is, to me, it's always exciting.
Yeah.
I love seeing what these guys come up with.
It's super great.
It's sweet.
I also love this Crix paint scheme. I got to be honest. I saw it on the table, and I was like, I really hope that we get it on camera because it is friggin' gorgeous.
That like sort of magenta
so
pink
cool.
color.
Yeah,
it
the
looks
glow
really
is
good.
so poppy.
Really, really good.
And in this list, you got Pirate Queen Scar, so Scar 1. She's got an Inflictor, a Stalker, and a Scarlock. They're all in her battle group. She's got Banelord Tartarus, Derek Wraith, or Rothy, as I like to call him. A Necrotech, Scrap Thrall, obviously. Bane Knights at max, Bane Warriors at max with the Bane Warrior Officer and Standard, and then dual Wraith Engines. Because you can never have too many Wraith Engines.
It's true. It's true. So these are 2 infantry lists, which is kind of sweet for this scenario. You've got the 2 circle zones, one on either side. Those are scored by infantry units. There's a lot of units in both these lists, so I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities to score and a lot of consistency here. It does look like we are having a little bit of technical difficulties with our clock here.
We're continuing on with our smooth like silk streaming experience.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tony, who's been perfect for years, has fallen apart. The string has finally been pulled to unraveling, and he has just collapsed.
It would appear that our clock has been fixed. Brilliant. The players are going to start deploying here.
Game can begin.
We got Bubba and Brandon. This is way better than the lock and load game that I streamed with Jason Souls versus another Jason. JR really set me up for success on that one.
Bubba and Brandon, B&B, Airbnb. Can we call them Airbnb?
I mean, Old Witch has some crows. They fly around. I'll count it. I'll count it. So Brandon's been piloting this double Wraith Engine list for quite a while here. I actually played against it. A slightly different version of it had Statixis instead of Banes back then because the theme forces weren't out yet.
Yep.
But back at ATC last February, I played against this list and very narrowly lost to it. So it's a very strong list. I really, really like it. It's pretty different from what a lot of other people are running, so it does have that dark horse potential, which we're seeing is obviously doing very well at this tournament, right? Like we haven't seen too much of our net lists here.
I mean, it's another one where, especially on Brandon's side, he's using that Ghost Fleet Boogeyman as kind of a gotcha moment because you see the Ghost Fleet, you use your Ghost Fleet tech list, and then he hits you with this Dark Host, like, dark horse list.
He hasn't
basically.
even played Ghost Fleet.
No.
Which is also true of Jeremy. Jeremy had not yet played Ghost Fleet
Jeremy
either.
had played Slaughter Fleet into all of his wins.
Correct. And the Dark Host here is now all of Brandon's wins coming into this round. We'll see if he can pull out another one here. And then Bubba has Old Witch 2, which we see here. We went through that list already. But he's got it paired with an Iris 1 list that is in Legions of Steel. So no Vlad 1 here either that a lot of people tech for in Khador.
Just a whole lot of Black Dragons and Iron Fangs and craziness.
And Markov, which, by the way, is pretty much the coolest. Like, that guy's lance explodes, and it just kills everything.
It does. Everything around him.
And he is playing Sophia in his other list as well, so that's pretty cool. He got it painted up for the event.
All right, so predictions. So our table's moved around a little bit. We've got a little bit of a chokehold point in the center between the Wizard Hut.
If we could pop into an
and
overhead view here, I want to draw on this.
Yeah,
this
do
bad
some
boy
drawing
map
for
here
us.
a little bit.
Show us what's going on here. And once again, flawless
Beautiful.
execution by our behind-the-scenes team.
It never fails. Never. So we've got this line of sight block going right here, which I think is great. Scar's probably going to hang out somewhere around right here. Whoa. We got a little exciting there. I'm going to guess that was
What
not
are you
anyone else's
drawing
fault.
there? I don't.
This is a milk jug, right?
Oh, okay.
Like this is the floor, and it's a milk jug flying directly at the floor.
Okay. I thought you were drawing like a creepy clown face there for a second
Oh,
or
that could
something.
be pretty good too. That could be pretty good too. But yeah, I'm going to guess Scar is, where is Scar? I think this is Scar right here. So I'm going to guess she's going to live right here in the crack between these two guys.
Sure.
I'm going to guess we're going to see some aggressive Wraith Engine play. There's not a ton of magic weapons in Bubba's list. He does have Ion and Holt, so he can give it to one unit of Rocketeers.
Yep.
Or like the Victor, perhaps.
But I like how you called it the unit of Rocketeers, not the unit of Winter Guard.
Correct. It's a unit of 3 Rocketeers, and then they have an attached unit of Riflemen.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But this list is pretty resilient to shooting, right? Like, these guys are armor 20. These are Bane Knights over here. Bane Warriors go up to 17. There's going to be a lot of stealth action going on in this forest and these clouds. This is, of course, all counting in the Wraith Engine aura, is what I'm talking about here.
And that Wraith Engine aura, because it's doubled, is pretty much going to be everywhere.
Yep, and it does. Actually, I think it always affects itself, but in CID it was one of the things that changed out here. Brandon Andrews is from the Florida meta. He's holding up his bag right now to show everyone that he is very proud. He's very proud. And as a shout out to my Florida boys, hashtag Rip Snooty. That manatee did not deserve what he got.
No, it did not. It did not. It's in a better place now, though.
He is. He's swimming in circles in a little pen in heaven.
Yep. Clean tank all the time.
Oh, yes.
All the kelp he can eat.
Do they eat kelp?
Yeah.
I have no idea what they eat. They could be carnivores for all I know. I mean, I have no idea what a manatee
definitely not
eats.
carnivores. The
No
slow
idea.
sea cow, not known for its predatory instincts.
It goes to show how much I actually know about manatees. All right, so it looks like our game's... Man, look at this beautiful pink. Like, I really like some
I know.
of these,
I told you, this paint scheme is awesome. I super dig it.
And I know he went for sort of like a night theme here, so it's sort of like the armor's like very dark and muted
Yep.
and washed out, and then this pink just like
Yeah.
really pops it all out.
Super, like, pops off the top. Looks really great. I love the detailing on the huge bases and stuff, where you've got, like, the glow on the ground as well.
The contrast between it all is just stunning.
I super love this scheme.
And I think it's
I feel like I need to steal it.
it's a pretty easy
Not the
scheme
scheme,
to
the
execute.
army.
Oh,
I'm just gonna take it.
well, I mean, Brandon and I are boys. I'm sure I could ask for you, or I'll distract him. There you go.
Yeah, you distract
like,
him.
hey, buddy, come have a beer. Shit's gonna steal
Exactly.
your army.
Don't say that last part out loud.
My bad.
You were the worst heistman ever.
My bad. So we've got a Death Ride coming out of Derek Wraith here. That's going to give +1 speed to the vast majority of this army. Really let him get up there, get aggressive, cut off a large portion of the board available to Bubba. But Bubba's got a pretty strong range list, so I'm not sure you want to go super far forward here.
Well,
the Wraith engines are kind of fine. They've got incorporeal. They can do really whatever they want here. I think that Victor cannon, which by the way is very large.
it's a big cannon.
Very
There's no
large.
doubt.
Every time I see one of them, I'm like, that's got to be modded to be bigger than it is. But no,
it's literally that. That's how big it is.
Is enormous.
I mean, the big thing with that cannon obviously is going to be the incendiary. Getting the fire damage on is going to help get around that +2 unhallowed armor buff.
It's, I think, going to be especially effective against the Bane Warriors. They're much lower armor than the Knights. So, I mean, that we talk a little bit about deployment in a lot of these games, right? Like the Warriors are down here and the Victor's up here.
Yep.
This thing is like range 1,000,000 though, right?
Like
20,
range
yeah,
20.
So I'm going to guess on first turn he's going to start walking this direction instead of maybe that
waddle.
direction.
Speed 4 waddle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But as a second player, right? Like Bubba went second. I don't know why this Victor wasn't somewhere over here. I mean, maybe it's this forest. Maybe I'm just really not paying attention right now. Because this forest will definitely do that. But he does have this firing line right here, which is great. So he can walk up here, fire down that line. That's beautiful. This forest may come into play for these warriors because they can run behind here, stay away to that fire. I don't know if they're super happy about all this.
That's
right here.
there's a lot of shooty. There's a lot of shooty coming their way.
But I
They
think
do gain prowl from the theme force though, right? So
They do. So
they
this little guy,
hop into that forest that's up there.
he's going to have a bad day. He's not all the way in the forest.
He's not.
There's also a
Not looking
stalker
good.
right here that can kind of tie some of this up. I'm going to guess this Wraith engine ends up this direction.
Sure.
There's not really anything down here that can kill this Wraith engine.
No.
So
Not unless the Wraith engine decides to take a swipe at something.
Yeah, and I mean, once it gets dug into these units right here, right, like it can start killing them. It gets 3 attacks a turn. It can kill 3 dudes a turn.
Yep.
And then it pops out a Machine Wraith every turn when it does that kind of stuff. So that could be pretty devastating to this bottom half of the board. We've got the Bane Knights over here. They're not nearly as hard-hitting as the Bane Warriors, but they are still pretty strong with Scar's feet. I doubt we'll see too much Dark Guidance going on this game. There's not very much high defense.
Shouldn't be too necessary,
on the
right?
Khador
Because
side.
you're looking at like Def 12 and lower.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of these guys are mat 6 and 7. There's a Tartarus running around. He's got Veteran Leader. He'll pop up the mat on the Banes. So I think that's our Tartarus right there. And we've got our Scrap Thralls and stuff and our Necrotech just kind of hanging out in the back with a Scarlock Thrall. Man, that Scarlock Thrall has some beautiful fading on it. Like, look at this. This is sweet. This is sweet.
I know. He's so fancy. I love it.
Yep. So we see a pretty reasonably aggressive push here out of Brandon. He's holding nothing back. Everything went about as fast as it could possibly go straight up there.
Just trying to use his speed advantage, as it were.
All right, he's going to get 2 Fury next turn, or 2 Focus next turn from Sacrificial
Lamb.
Sacrificial Lamb, Ritual Sacrifice, Sacrificial Strike. There's a lot of rituals and sacrifices going on here, but he's going to get bonus focus.
The important part is he will have 2 extra focus.
Correct. Correct. Whatever she's doing with that dagger, who knows?
All right, so
Bubba's checking out the defensive stats on the Wraith Engine. He's Def 12, armor 20 against ranged attacks, 18 base.
But considering his allocation here, would be surprised if he allocated too much to the Victor.
Well, boosting blast damage could get some work
He could try to
done.
open up with the auto guns.
I don't know if they'll be in range here. Range 10 isn't super great for turn 1 shooting. Like, it's a solid stat, but
Asking, doing some clarification on if incorporeal models can be affected by flare. They certainly can. They just have to be hit. All right, so Artillery Captain goes. Artillerist the Victor. I'll give him +2 to his attack rolls, making him a sweet rat, too.
oh, so accurate.
And you get to re-roll your deviation and direction and range dice if you want to.
Checking some threat ranges here. He doesn't want to get his mortar engaged. I doubt he probably wants too much going on into the too much going into him. The rifleman probably not too happy about it either.
No, but their lives are, expendable. So see a shot. 3
Read his
inches.
direction.
Gonna land nowhere. Blowing up some ground.
He's going to utilize his proxy bases here and figure out where people want to end up. See how many Wraith Engines are going to charge Old Witch next turn. At that position, maybe just one. He's going to scoot your back just a teeny bit.
I mean, the fun part is that the crows can apparently blind the Wraith engines.
No, they're a construct, if I remember correctly. Or no, this was for Scoop. This was an Infernal question a while back. I think they're undead and construct.
They are undead and construct.
Yes, but I think it actually might still work.
It just says undead.
Sure.
So flare shot being launched at one of the Wraith engines, closest to us. Misses. So red direction, it's going to have 4-6 inches. He could re-roll it because of Artillerist.
But it appears to be forgetting his reroll from
Apparently
Artillerist.
doesn't want to re-roll.
Makes me wonder. We didn't remove that, right? No, we didn't. Step 1, Bubba. Use your rules. That's step 1.
Whoops.
Our Widowmaker here is activating. Looks like he's going to try and go wide, take a shot there at a Bane Knight.
He's going to prove his worth. He's going to stay on the side. Prediction. Bold prediction.
Bold
time.
prediction. Here we go.
He's going to stay on the side, right on that edge. He's going to kill, I'm going to say 8.
8?
8 before the end of the game.
I mean, I'll take that bet.
Yeah.
How much you want it for?
A gentleman's dollar.
I'll give you an infinite amount of money on this bet because he gets 1 shot a turn, and there's only 7 turns.
No. He's going to kill 8.
He's going to figure it out? All right. 1 gentleman's dollar. For those of you unfamiliar with the gentleman's dollar betting system, it's a bet that no one has to actually pay.
It's a gentleman's dollar. It doesn't actually pass hands. It's
not a real
symbolic.
dollar.
Plus, it can't be a bold prediction if it's not impossible.
It might be true. Here we go. We got the Rifleman running up here. And they are staying outside of the 11-inch threat range with the Derek Wraith Death Ride charge range for those Bane Warriors. Knights.
That Derek Roth.
There are no Bane Thralls. Those don't exist anymore.
No. I do it all the time, though.
Yeah, me too. I think the insider that I put out had Bane Warrior or Bane Thralls in it. Not too long ago. So this is quite an interesting predicament for Bubba because his caster is a battle engine. It can be seen through that forest.
Mm-hmm.
Most other casters would not be anywhere near this scared right now.
They would be feeling okay.
Yeah, they could just stay like behind a forest, for example. But this is one of the drawbacks of having such a large caster.
They can always see you.
Always.
I mean, that's what happens when you're riding around a giant house on legs that has a big augury on the back. That's probably glowing very brightly.
I feel like it's like a bat signal, but for Grimkin.
Oh.
Sticking off the back of that thing.
I see. That's fair. So she's going to do -1 spell cost with her arcane machinery.
Called Arcane Calibrations.
So it looks like he was trying to hope for a deviation of Scourge.
Yes. He scourged the Wraith Engine, which was incredibly out of range. So that's exciting.
All right. So. Quick
Staying out of run to engage range here.
Wants to make sure that his Winter Guard riflemen get to use their rifles.
I think that Stalker is gonna make some friends next turn.
He's gonna have some pointy handshakes to give out.
Boop, boop, beep, boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop.
he really wants to just handshake, but he can't. They didn't give him hands. They gave him stabby knives.
You know, how much fury or focus do you think is on Old Witch right now? Because this looks like that's in range.
Let's see. He cast Scourge, right?
Yeah, that costs 4.
Well, it costs 3 because he used Arcane Machinery.
That's true.
So maybe she has 4.
Sure. As long as she's got 2, right?
You can see the gold
Tokens back there. Yeah, it looks like he's got 3.
3. Yep, 3.
3, okay. Because that makes her pretty survivable. If she had none, that Stalker might just kill her next turn. Which would be pretty exciting.
Boing.
This would be the greatest game we've ever casted.
Handshakes.
I walk up, you die.
Whoopsies.
Yes. Right, because let's pop into an overhead view and see if we can get a rock going here. All right, we're not going to get an overhead view. So what we're going to see here is like if this is a run and this Wraith Engine hangs out right here and then this guy gets in there with Scar's feet.
Yep.
This guy goes to pound 19.
He's pretty good
with boosted attack rolls if you get the Dark Guidance all the way up there. So I mean that could kill a caster. That might even. Oh God, is he going for it? He picked up the tree.
I think it's happening.
With 3, it's probably pretty likely that she survives, but it sounds pretty exciting either way.
Are we living another dream here, Pagani?
Perhaps.
some measurements going on here. He'd have to clear out. He'd have to clear out some of those Winter Guard though.
Sure, which is not particularly easy for Brandon's list here. He doesn't really have too many range attacks, but you can get like a Hellfire.
Yeah.
This Wraith Engine could probably kill this guy, and then that could make a Machine Wraith.
Right through the Wizard House again.
Kill this guy. That house.
That house is useless.
It has been savaged by Crix over the last round or two.
It is completely porous.
Much like Fort Harbinger. Much unlike Fort Harbinger, I guess.
That's true. Fort Harbinger is unassailable. That Wizard House is basically just open for business if you're a ghost.
Brendan is asking about the melee threat of Old Witch, which is not something that I thought he would be concerned about.
Yeah, the Stomps don't even have magic weapons.
They don't. They don't.
So they can't even affect an incorporeal Wraith Engine.
Well, he could Iona it, but I am 100% positive that if Old Witch charges that Wraith Engine...
This is bold prediction time?
I'm 100% positive that if Old Witch charges that Wraith Engine, she will die. Immediately.
Maybe she just wants to stomp a ghost.
I mean, we all have aspirations in life, right? Like, but good God, man. So the Wraith Engines are moving up.
Yep.
Checking this out here, I think this Wraith Engine can use this wall very effectively against this Victor. It's a very slow model.
Yep.
With balanced charge, it charges 9 inches. So this is probably about 5, if I had to guess, right here. Which means all of this is just gone, right? Because you can't put your base on top of this wall. And Brandon appears to be pushing this guy this way to force the Victor to come over the wall, meaning you cannot charge me. There's no real melee threat over here. These are all riflemen.
Right.
That's not a big threat to this guy, right? He's armor 20 against these rockets. There's going to be dice off 8. They're going to do a couple damage each, 2, maybe 3. So not a lot of damage coming out of those, and that's even if they get magic weapons from Iona, which I'm not even sure where she is. I'm going to guess she's behind this. She's somewhere in this portion of the board, would be my guess. Yep. There's Holt. I'm guessing Iona is still about right here.
Yep. There's that little Gobber Tinkerer doing his
This guy.
job. Woo woo!
I wonder if this guy's going to be anywhere near as impactful as that witch that gave her life.
He's not going to be, no.
Yeah, so here we go. Our Stalker. I do kind of want to know. The Stalker just ran about 1.5 inches.
Yep.
That's some Seether play from Jeremy last round. It's beautiful. I do want to know if this distance was in, right? And then I kind of want to do the math to see if that guy can kill her, right? Because if you kill this guy and you kill this guy, this Wraith Engine can run and give Dark Shroud. So what is it? What are Old Witch's defensive stats? She's a 19, so it'd be straight
12,
dice.
19.
Straight dice, you get you get 5 attacks.
Yep.
4 attacks, you probably got a leap. So you get 4 attacks to straight dice. She has 3 focus. It's dice off 5. That's not very good. It's not very good. You do like 6 damage, maybe like 13 damage. That's not very good. Maybe if we could get like a Hellfire in there or something.
According to the Twitch chat, specifically our member Scrapjack, he believes that you do 28 on average.
With the Stalker?
With the Stalker.
Oh yeah, but then the three.
But
focus
then the 3 off
is minus
Yep.
15.
Yep.
So you do 13.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's got what 20?
20.
You got to roll pretty good on that. Pretty good. So maybe if we get some real crazy Scar Hellfires in there.
Yeah.
Or something bananas like that. Yeah.
Whittle it down a little bit more.
Yep. Yep. So I don't think Brandon can afford a defensive feat here. I think this has to be an offensive feat. So I don't think we're going to see any feats down here on these guys to try and keep them alive against the POW 11 shooting. I'm going to guess this gets crushed in pretty hard. And then Bubba's going to own this half of the board, and Brendan's going to own this half of the board. Not really half, as you can see. So
I was
think
going to
that
say
actually
it's more like 3/4 to a quarter.
I think that puts Brandon on the upswing here. This is also the option of a respawn Colossal. So that's always a silly interaction. It can heal, but it can't place, obviously, because it is a Colossal. So Derek Wraith is going to, once again, do Death Ride, give him +1 speed to all the undead models. And then these Bay Knights, which are pretty tanky here, if they base up, are going to be armor 20 against shooting. and they're running 11 in there. So this is getting pretty aggressive. Looks like we got an engage on that one. An engage on that one. And that one looks a bit far, that second one.
Brendan's certainly pushing the line of engagement to his favor at this point.
Yes. So one of the things that I know he really likes to do is threaten with Scar's feet, constantly apply pressure with it, and then play for scenario. So.
Well, I mean, you kind of see at this point that he really owns that top zone.
Yes, but there's no other units over there besides those Bane Knights. I'm sorry, and those are going to have to leave that zone if they want to kill those poor little Winter Guard over there. So they will not be scoring that zone. That's unfortunate. It means Scar will have to go up there if she wants to score the zone, which is probably a death sentence. She'll get blinded, she'll get knocked down, she'll get shot by a million rockets.
Death by rocket.
So one of the synergies that Bubba's playing with here is on Old Witch's feet turn. She gets a very accurate, very long range, very cheap Scourge. So.
Not sure which model he just moved into base contact with the flag, but.
It might be a scrap throw.
Might be. And
So
Scar will be getting 4 extra focus next turn.
Yep, it is a scrap throw.
And he's in position to score.
So it looks like he's going to secure his flag.
Yep.
He's already contesting Bubba's flag.
Yep.
With that Wraith Engine, which I'm not sure is going to die this turn. It's got a shield guard. There's an Inflictor hiding behind the Wizard Tower. And Scar is going to be right there to be able to go down into that south zone to score it if she needs to. So I think we're going to see a scenario push to the south, possibly, which, as we marked earlier, might be Bubba's strong flank. Sad times for Brandon. So we'll see what exactly goes down here.
Just a quick clarification from Chat Pagani. Reconstruct is large based or smaller.
You can't even cast it anymore.
You can't even cast it anymore.
Rest in pieces, Reconstruct. And Victor. We have no allocation this turn from Bubba. We are at the top or bottom of turn 2.
Bow, bow, ba-dow, bow. All right.
So I think one of the main things keeping Old Witch back from blinding these guys is the range of her gun.
Range 12.
It's only 12. That Stalker goes 13. So as long as these guys kind of hold hand right here.
She's not really going to want to
She's in the danger
bother.
zone.
Yeah.
She'd have to swing north up here to get out of the Stalker threat range. We just got an Old Witch feed out of Bubba here.
Okay.
So she's got 5 arcane calibrations, -1 cost on all of her spells, +5 range to all of her spells, +4 control range, rerolls on failed attack rolls from her battle group. And she can spend 1
Here comes
focus
the shot on
allocate
the Wraith
to-
Engine. So hits. Will the shield guard happen?
Yep, we're checking on the shield guard here.
Otherwise, that Wraith Engine will be blind.
Bubba is kind of taunting him here. He says, pick which Wraith Engine you want to be blind, because the
True.
shield guard is too close to the other Wraith Engine, so
Yep.
that when the template moves, it will blind that one instead. So he's taking the shield guard. It's going to be the far Wraith Engines that are blind. So just the Wraith Engine.
So Curse of Shadows is going to go on the Wraith Engine.
Yep. Curse of Shadows targeting the southern Wraith Engine.
Does
Easily
it?
hits.
So it is cursed. Of course, you still have to be able to damage it with magical weapons since it's incorporeal, but
We're going to Scourge it now.
Scourge hits. There's damage.
It's on 18 armor. Dice off 5 on this damage roll. Probably not going to do a bunch, but even just a little bit of damage on a Wraith Engine makes it
4.
much more likely for the
It's a good
for
start.
the victor here. He's taken 4.
Quick check on. See, Anna and Holt now are going. Yes.
It does look like it.
He said Ayana.
I'm guessing the victor is going to get magic weapons and try and shoot that Wraith Engine to death.
It would seem to be the play at this point, right? Like, you don't go through all that spell effort to leave it alone.
It's true.
like just be like, now we're done, boys.
But I guess the question is it going to be the Victor doing the shooting, or is it going to be one of the units with rockets?
He has 22 left at Arm 18 against 14s. 3 rockets, probably not enough. I thought really good rolling. So Zephyr happens from Valachev.
I do appreciate the Rip Snooty coaster and the dice tray over there. Keeping Florida strong.
All right. So the Victor does have magical weapons?
I'm not sure where the Iona magic weapons went. Let's check with our table here.
So Victor is going to flare. It's only a 10, so it misses. So red direction goes.
He will still get the flare effect because it's very hard to miss large bases with templates. Bubba's got his template backwards.
There we go. Sploosh. So Tartarus has now lost stealth. That might be significant.
Could be. It's actually probably very significant.
So Kovnik Joe goes, hands out the +2 to hit. So clearly he gave it to the Winter Guard.
Yes. That was sort of my wondering here. The Victor, he didn't get any focus.
Right.
I don't know how relevant that is. Because he could have spent the 1 to give it 2 during his Old Witch's activation on her fee turn. But the 3 rockets very well might do more damage than the Victor guns. So we'll definitely score a hit here between the flare and the naturally not incredible defense here. He's taken 5 damage on that one.
All right.
So we took 4 from the Scourge, I believe.
And
So 9 total. It's got 26.
It's down to 17.
Just took 5 more.
Down to 12.
It's not big enough. Not a big enough
Down
roll
to
there.
10.
They're checking for damage left. 10. Our calculations are correct.
Woo woo! We can do maths.
Yay, basic addition.
It's subtraction, but yes.
I mean, addition is subtraction. They're the same thing. They're literally the same thing.
Okay. Adding things and taking things away is literally the same thing. Yes.
I mean, from a mathematical perspective, they are. He's doing a CRA into the Wraith engine now.
Oh, snake eyes for the miss.
Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
That.
Bubba is not too happy right now.
No.
He does not believe that he's going to be able to kill the Wraith engine anymore, which is probably real bad for him.
Yes.
Real bad.
Yeah, the Old Witch is sitting on no focus at the
I
moment.
think she's got 1.
Or 1, you think? Oh, yeah, I see a
There's
token.
1 hanging out back
there's one
there
right there.
in the road. Yeah.
Yep.
Right there.
1 right there.
So
she's got 1.
I mean, is
Mortar.
the champion of our time going to be the stalker right here?
I feel like you might still get to see your dream realized.
Because this is definitely in range.
You've had a lot of dreams realized today.
I know. I get excited, and then they happen, and then it's great. We got a pretty aggressive. So I talked about the south half collapsing as these Bane Thralls just get picked apart by these rifles. But a lot of those rifles just went into the Wraith engine and didn't kill it.
Yes.
So we got very little value out of the rifles. And now I think this is starting really to swing in Brandon's favor. It could honestly just turn up as a caster kill next turn. Perhaps. We will see. We will see. The North Wraith engine being blinded is going to be very bad for Brandon, of course. It won't really get to do too much when it's blind. So have seen some careful placements here. Oh, man. Our lunch tacos just arrived, and I am excited. I love tacos, Schick. Do you love tacos?
I love tacos. We've had this
course you
discussion. I love tacos. Tacos are the bestest. These are mystery tacos, though. We have no idea what these are.
Oh, my.
So you're just going to have to eat them. Oh, that's chicken. There you go.
Well, I look forward to eating these after the game.
There's beef. There you
All
go.
sorts of options here.
So many options.
All
so
right.
many options.
So we're getting some rockets and some rifles here into, yeah, there's the 16 that he needed to kill the Wraith engine. We've got a tough check here. Nope. So these Winter Guard here gadding down some poor Banes. And they're not crumpling as hard as I had thought they possibly could have. That's the armor 17 here. We only have POW 10 on those rifles, so it really needs 2 inches. We're going to get blast damage on the knockdown Bane. Not a chance.
No.
Would have required boxcars.
Just trying so hard. Not getting a lot of results here, though.
Nope. Bubba's second snake eye. He's shooting bases here. He needs 8s to kill. The dice are not cooperating too well at the moment.
There's
a 10, but it's an attack roll into a snake eyes. This is the invincible Bane. he got field promoted, and he's like, I'm in charge.
I'm the man.
So that whole round of shooting right there just killed 1 Bane warrior.
Well,
My prediction.
load your guns.
Wrong.
Wrong. So wrong.
Wrong again.
So wrong. Ugh. Good Lord.
It's the
Something's got to go right here. Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't have to, right? Like as someone who's played an awful lot of
That's
Warmachine,
true.
sometimes just everything
Sometimes
goes wrong.
everything goes south. Ugh.
I believe Bubba is our last remaining Canadian in the event. So he's fighting for the glory of his people.
For the Moose Crown?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is our Widowmaker marksman putting a deadly shot into a guy. There's 2 guys down.
Wow.
2 guys down.
2 guys
Chick.
down.
We got to kill 6 more guys in 1 shot each with
Yep.
5 more turns.
Yep.
I believe.
It's going to happen.
I believe.
Look, bold prediction, man.
What if something
Bold
crazy
prediction.
happens and like a company of Iron Card shows up and then he gets assault? So we can like shoot 1 dude and charge
That'd be
another
pretty
one?
bad. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love it. I mean, you could just go give him that card. You'd be like, here's your consolation prize.
Here's your consolation prize for your snake-eyed CRA.
Your guys can have assault. Man, I've had that happen to me before when shooting at a Kraken. I've been like, this 8-man CRA right here is going to shoot at your Kraken. And it's like double ones. At that point, you just want to take those guys out and throw them in the garbage.
That's why I really like those combined arms rules on a lot of the CRA units.
Sure.
Or like the Trencher Long Gunners. They have
Yep.
the reroll damage rolls. And
Yep.
because it's the same thing, right? You do like a POW 20 CRA into a heavy, it's like dice +1, and then you roll a 2, and you're like, brilliant. I did 3 damage.
This is amazing.
So
All
I
of
may
my
as well
efforts
just missed
are
it.
in vain. Why bother? All right. Bubba's turn winding down here.
Yeah, he's picking off a couple of these Bane Knights here. Looks like he's got 3 of them down so far, so a direct hit will actually kill it with a rocket there. So the Bane Knights here are base armor 16. They get +2 for the Wraith engine, and then another +2 if they're in base to base for Wall of Steel.
So use the rockets to knock a couple of them out of base to base, lower their arm down to an 18. Slightly more realistic, although bullets still not doing what bullets do.
Well, the 2-man CRAs need 7s to kill, so there you go. He just picked up 1 there. So I feel like killing 2 or 3 with the rockets and then killing another maybe 2 with the unit is not that unlikely. Goblin Tinker, he's running.
Running in.
He's saying, hey guys, look at me. I'm going to take up some of the frontage on this Colossal.
Bubba. Bubba is out of the kill box.
Yep, and Brandon will score 1 point for his flag there. And the Old Witch 2's feat is used up. It is gone. It only lasts during his turn. Her turn?
Her
Bubba's
turn.
playing. We'll say his. His turn.
Okay.
Bubba's turn.
Bubba's turn. Yep. So that feat is over.
I'm guessing this has got to
We're
be
going to see a Scar feat. I would
gotta
have
be.
to assume a Scar feat and then a run for caster kill at this point. Although that one Wraith Engine is blind.
That is true.
So that makes clearing those Winter Guard a little more problematic.
A little more, but I think Scar can really get aggressive. I think she
Yep.
can walk on up here. She can walk 7
Mm-hmm.
because she's got those Satix's feet. So she can probably end up about right here. Get a 12-inch control area for guided fire, or not guided fire,
I
the
don't think
melee one.
Satixis have different feet.
Well, yeah, but they're speed 7.
They're slightly
Well, Raiders
faster.
are.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure.
And I think with that, with those boosts, this Bane Knight can clear that guy out. And you can even do these really weird things where, like, this Bane Knight clears that guy out and then this Stalker kills him. Just to, like, make the landing zone. So I think we got to kill maybe 2 of these. Probably these 2 right here to get him into melee. And this is probably just a run, right? Like, I don't even think this is really a charge. Yep, here we go. And we're just checking to see if he can get there. And then this Stalker, I think, is going to go to town. That's my hope.
Mm-hmm.
And if this guy can charge and get in there and the Stalker is there,
yeah, then it's
this game is
over.
over.
It's over.
For sure. Whereas the Stalker's just got a pretty good chance. Chat calculated out before. It was 23 damage.
Yep.
That was before focus. She's only got 1 this time. That leaves her at 18. Makes it a little dicey. So I think if this little guy, if he can make it in, easy peasy. Easy peasy.
So you see a pretty careful measurement going on here between the Victor and the Winter Guard and the Old Witch.
I do like that proxy base there. That's beautiful. All right. So Brandon here is saying that if he can kill this Winter Guard right here, his Wraith Engine can get a charge.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to do it in a way that he doesn't block the Wraith Engine's landing zone, so it's very important to keep that safe, right?
Like you said, I mean, the Hellfire from Scar.
Hellfire from Scar can clear it. I think this Bane Knight can probably make it.
Yep.
He's hoping that
You've even got a
Tartarus here can come here, kill this guy, maybe this guy. That seems a little greedy. That might be too far. Brandon's calling it as a Wraith Engine, a Stalker, and these 2 Banes into the caster. It looks like he's going for it. We've seen a lot of cautious play from players like Jake, players like Jay.
And now we're seeing very aggressive play.
Yeah. So this is a very different play style. So here we go. We're allocating 2 up to our Stalker here.
Yep.
It looks like Brandon's going to go for it. And I think he's got a pretty good shot here.
All right, here we go.
He feels confident that just the 2 Bane Thralls and the Wraith Engine will get it done.
Ooh.
So he's checking to make sure that his Stalker will actually be able to get in. That certainly looks like it's in to me for his block of 7. And then he'll place 5 more. He's reconsidering. And this is sort of the same thing that happened to Bubba, right? Like he went all in on this Wraith Engine.
Right.
He
then
cursed it. He put all of his range attacks into it. He put his magic damage into it.
And then he truly cursed it.
And it didn't work.
It did not.
And now he's in a really bad place.
Yes.
A really bad place.
He's
so
in an ugly spot.
Brandon is kind of in the same situation here. If he goes for this Old Witch kill and doesn't get it,
If the dice abandon him,
it's going to be very sad. This looks like it's Scar feeding. We're up to 6 targets here. Oh, man. Why did we bring the tacos over here, Schick? They smell amazing. They're beautiful tacos. Beautiful.
I wanted you to have something to look forward to.
No, I have a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah, but now you have tacos, too.
Fair enough.
Not only do you have living the dream for the Stalker
Oh, yeah.
to look forward to.
Get in there, little buddy. I think a lot of this is coming down to the fact that she's a battle engine, so things can just see her.
Right. Well, like you said before, I mean, there's a lot of models that wouldn't be able to effectively charge her at this point because
If she
of
wasn't
that
a battle
forest.
engine, yeah.
But because she's so big. So
Looks like he just hellfired his own Bane Warrior to get Scar's lane clear, I think is what's going on here. He can't he can't activate her first, or he can't activate the Banes first, because then he misses out on those 2 charges. They're running through the numbers again.
POW 18 Weapon Master, Bubba just said that
he feels like he's
real dead.
We're activating Scar and feeding here.
So
picking 6 targets. Looks like 3 Bane Warriors. Actually, sorry, looks like 2 Bane Warriors, both Wraith engines, the Afflictor, Scar, and the Stalker.
All right. So Scar will heal for.
Oh.
Scar will heal for nothing, apparently.
Sure. Yeah, he was debating Spinning Focus to make it less likely he dies in the return here.
So Scar advances.
I don't know if he wanted to cast Dark Guidance or not. So Scar just declared a charge on Old Witch. Obviously, she fails. But that hopefully gets her up. I feel like he meant to cast Dark Guidance and didn't. They've proxied this out here. Tartarus is going to the American flag here. If we can get a top-down view so we can sketch this all out here. Yep. So Tartarus was here. He popped over to here. Oh, she already cast Dark Guidance. Great. We must have missed that one. Yep. So we got a guy there. We're going to pop out a Bane Knight. It's got to be in Tartarus's command within 3 of another model in his unit.
Yep.
So easy peasy. And then this guy here.
Murdered him.
Second Bane Knight coming back. That's Tartarus's Rapid Strike coming in.
Ka-cha-chow. He slices. He dices. He makes julienne fries.
All right, we're calling it a no here again. But he is not in melee with Old Witch there. Which is very sad.
So he's got to get rid of. So I thought they measured this out before.
They did for the other Winter Guard that was there. They couldn't check the first one because they would have to remove the other Winter Guard to get there.
So he needs to get rid of one more.
Yes.
Chad is saying that they understand if you need to chew your taco into the mic.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I would never do something so unprofessional on stream.
All right, so we've got the Bane Knight charging to try to clear out that one Winter Guard.
Yep.
Leader runs to make sure that guy stays in command. So see a charge going on. Going to move on.
The rest of these Bane Knights are pretty inconsequential. These only really matter if
everything goes kaput.
Something goes horribly wrong here. Yes. So.
Dark Guidance was cast for those asking in the Twitch. We just missed the declaration of it, but.
So we're just cleaning up some guys here. Looks like we've got enough room now for this Wraith engine. Unless he just blocked it with his own guy.
Doesn't look like it because it looks like he was just slightly out. So here comes the charge. So,
Yep.
this
So Wraith
charge of
Engine's coming in
11.
here.
Wraith Engine comes in. Boo! That's what he does.
Boo, spooky Wraith Engine.
So hits.
And we are at POW 22, so for dice plus 3 here.
15 damage.
He'll spend his
Takes
1 bonus
10.
to take 10.
So half dead.
We'll hit
Next
with the
one.
second claw.
Hits. 10 and dead.
All right,
wow.
there you go. Xaxis on 20.
All right, well, there you go. So the Wraith Engine able to finish it off itself under Dark Guidance. That was a very, very different game, far more aggressive. The biggest mistake, obviously, was not really a mistake at all. It was just dice abandoning you at a critical time. If that Wraith Engine had been dead,
Sure.
more likely that he might have been able to weather the
Yes,
offense coming his way.
I think it would have been much harder.
It would have been difficult. I think he still would have been there. Obviously, we had a Stalker that would have been able to maybe jump in.
Yes, I mean, the Stalker is going to go up to POW 17. He definitely had a Bane Warrior that could run there at
Yep.
the very least, if not charge himself. The Stalker leaves him on 2 normally, right? So I think there were pretty good odds that Old Witch dies there.
Yep.
And I think this is sort of the drawback of
The huge base
having a
model.
huge base model,
Sure.
right? Like, you can't hide behind forests anymore. And I think that stopped a lot of things. Like,
Right.
a lot of those Bane Warriors wouldn't have been able to see you
Right.
through the forest. If you weren't on a huge base, you're also just huge, so like it's hard to maneuver around. So, in a different style, like a smaller caster could have maybe maneuvered to the north a
Right.
little bit and got out of the threat range of the
Stayed a
Stalker,
little
or the
more
guys.
safe.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So there we go, a quick game.
Quick game.
I'm in for
Lot of fun.
tacos here in a little bit.
Tacos are going to
I'm
happen,
excited.
and then we're going to come right back probably in the next 15 minutes or so for
We'll
the
have to see
finals
how the
match.
we'll have to see how the next
other
game is going.
Actually,
Ours finished up pretty
We've
quick.
never been first.
We've never been first.
This whole weekend, we've never been first. I don't even know what to do with myself.
I don't know. I'm going to eat some tacos.
I'm going to eat some tacos. All right, guys. Stay tuned. We will keep you updated on the finals match and how the last semifinals game turns out in the chat. And we look forward to seeing you back here for the end of Warmachine Weekend 2017.
We'll see you soon.